Hi guys, it's me Tandy here. Hope you're doing well. Hope you guys are safe and well. Yeah, we're still kind of in the midst of a lockdown. The world is some parts of the world are reopening, but a lot of it's still locked down. And here in Britain, we are still pretty much locked down. Um, so yeah, I really wanted to come and give you guys a bit of an update on the situation on the farm. As you guys know, I am back in England, but my mum, my stepdad are still in South Africa. So we had actually planned a crossover, a changeover. My brothers were supposed to go out there and relieve my mum and my stepdad. Unfortunately, obviously the situation, we weren't able to do that. So unfortunately, what the situation now is that my mum, who is older in years and obviously more susceptible to the disease, is having to self isolate on the farm, as well as trying to continue on with the business. Um, we're in a very sticky situation. I mean, the truth of the matter is we are telling ourselves, and we are kind of consoling ourselves in a way, to the fact that everybody's in the same situation. It's not exactly the biggest consolation to know that everyone's in the same situation as you, being the situation that it is. But we can't expect more from ourselves than anybody else can at this time. The irony of it is that us being a farm in South Africa means that we are technically an essential business. Unfortunately, because, as I said, my mum is older in years and would be more susceptible to the disease, to the virus. She is minimizing contact and trying to self isolate at the same time. Um, so it's very difficult, complex. Every time that she does make sales, and she is trying to still make sales, she's putting herself at risk, which is nothing that we really want. It's just a really hard situation for us to be in, because it's kind of unique as well. If you have a farm right now, then you're probably still in business in some sort of way. To be one of the businesses that are able to actually still be open and sell at this time, and to not still be able to do that because of the circumstances, it's bad for us. And as I said, we're trying to keep our heads up with it. Um, Unfortunately, it was kind of like, our plans for the business, as some of you guys may know, we are planning to go for global gap, which will put us in a situation and a standing to be able to sell internationally, and also to start selling to big supermarkets in South Africa. Um, Unfortunately, the timing, obviously, with that has now delayed that, because our process was over the next 12 months, and we should be halfway through our inspections, and kind of making the improvements that we need to the farm. As you guys saw in some of my last videos, I've been instilling a lot of procedure, health and safety procedure. Obviously, that I got my qualifications in food safety management. So we've done all we can. We've been busy trying to gain the capital in order to make certain changes that we need to make in order to become compliant with the international regulations. And obviously, at this moment in time, it's kind of like we don't have a lot of funding, we don't have a lot of grants, we don't have any monetary grants coming in or foreseeable right now. So everything that we are doing is based upon our own earnings from the farm, and any money that we put in. And what I mean by that is just us going and working ourselves and using our money to put back into the business. So that as well was part of my aim, to come back to England for at least 12 months to earn money, to put back into the business. Unfortunately, once again, that my plans in that regard have been affected, and all of my career options, all of my job options that I'm qualified for or experienced in, all of those realms of income have been closed. And even to the point of me trying to find jobs like in local supermarkets, it's like, because of reduced services, they're actually well staffed. They actually don't need a lot of staff. There was a lot of rumors in the beginning that maybe unemployed people could get jobs on supermarkets helping out, but it turns out that the people that they already employed turned out to be enough staff, and I'm seeing less and less jobs. There was one in my area, but that went in 10 seconds. So I'm in a situation where I just literally can't work, and I can't earn the money that I hope to earn in order to put back into the business. So it's really, really tough. It was completely unprecedented. unplanned for, and it, all of the plans we all as a family had plans, this year toward being on the farm, putting promotions in to do with our products, our agro processing side. So we're finding it a little difficult now, guys. I'll be honest with you. I kind of the last week have been contacting as many people in the government as I know, and just trying to get some kind of attention on us, and to say, look, we the basis of our business right now, the point at which we are at, or which we hope to be at, which would be us producing enough produce, enough fresh vegetables, enough to start supplying major markets like Joburg. So you saw at the very beginning of this season of these videos, I went to Joburg and I went and did all the research and made contacts. And unfortunately, I had a lot of staffing issues, and as well as the fact that the harvest time wasn't ready for us to actually complete an order that would be worth sending, because at the end of the day we're talking more like a ton of vegetables. So we weren't at that capacity yet. Now fast forward on 3 months, we're at that capacity, and the terrible thing, like the thing that kind of breaks my heart and makes me kind of worried, but not in the sense of the business or the loss, but just for my mum, in the sense that she's out there on her own right now, trying to self-isolate, which means she's got minimal staff, and dealing with hundreds of kilos of vegetables per week. And it's funny because it's like, it's like a catch-22 in a way. It's like, on one hand, that's exactly what we wanted, and we're like so happy and thankful that we have learnt, we've learnt as farmers, we've learnt our trade, we've learnt how to make really beautiful, big, healthy vegetables, plants. We're able to harvest, we're able to produce, hundreds of kilos. We know this is stuff as a farmer that you want to prove to yourself, you want to be able to achieve and do, be able to produce, tons of vegetables. That's how you're gonna compete on an agricultural scale. So we're finally there, but now we're also here in a situation where my mother is out there, my older mother is out there on her own, dealing with hundreds and hundreds of kilos worth of fresh produce, unable to sell it. And it's just, we're in a situation now where literally on our farm, it's like we have hundreds of kilos worth of produce and no one to sell it to, no one to send it to anyone. And my mum trying to self-isolate makes it even more difficult to even try and find people. So that's pretty much how the virus has affected us. Yeah, it's really difficult, guys. I'm very much, at the time of filming this, I'm very much in the midst of it. I'm in prayer, and I'm just really praying for an answer for us, for a light at the end of the tunnel for us, because we've put so much effort and money into this season, hoping that we would see returns, hoping that we would receive returns on hundreds of kilos worth of produce. And now it seems like that's going to be a bit of a distant memory, a distant dream, because at the moment in time, we've got that amount of produce, but we can't shift it, we can't move it. So yeah, as I said, I have contacted people in the government and people locally that I knew, and so we're still trying to keep our head up. And even though I'm still here in England, I'm still trying to work from a different location for the farm still, and because my mum out there is just guys, it's just amazing that me and my brothers are all here. We're all the young ones, fit enough that we could more risk ourselves to still go out and sell and take care of the business way more than my mum could. And it was just so ironic that we were all here. So we've had a lot of harsh lessons as well. We've had a lot of harsh lessons. I think the timings as well, about when pivotal moments when in the farm as well, which is harvest time, which is autumn, there's to be more concentration on being out there and being present on the farm. But it's as I said, this is completely self-funded right now. And on that, actually, guys, one of my lovely subscribers who I had a conversation with when I premiered one of my videos, she very, very kindly offered to send a donation to help us. And I don't. It's nothing that I expect. It's nothing that we've ever asked for, or we're not really people that ask for handouts. We've always kind of wanted to be the people that provide and help other people, but we're in a situation where we have to humble ourselves to know that we actually do need help. So I actually decided, maybe that is a good idea right now for me to kind of be able to do for the business when I'm not even there. I'm gonna try and set up some kind of GoFundMe or some kind of I'm gonna look into the Cash App. So by the time I upload this video, hopefully I have sorted something out. So if you're interested at all, and this is, as I said, I don't expect anything from anybody, but if you are interested in helping us at all, we would deeply appreciate any help, that even if it was $1, £1. At the end of the day, right now we're in a situation where we have zero control, and we just have to have faith. So whatever will be. But I'm going to look into setting up some kind of GoFundMe, and if I've set something up, then I'll have the link in the description. So yeah, guys, any help at all, big or small, any help would be amazing to us right now, because we're in a situation where not only have we been locked out of the business, but in my plans, and me and my family in our plans, in order to even finance ourselves to go back and put money into the business, has been stopped. So we're really at a bit of a dead end, and just praying that God can move mountains for us right now. Whew. Guys, yeah, as I said, we're really trying to keep positive. It's very difficult. We've put so much work and effort into this business, and much of our time, and we've not seen any monetarily rewards. We've definitely been rewarded, as humans, we've definitely been rewarded as that, and I wouldn't ever say to anybody that it wasn't worth it, even everything that I've been through. I feel like, especially on the continent of Africa, Africans definitely need to reconnect with their lands, understand the value of their land, and really start utilizing it, and instead of taking loans from other countries, and looking at other countries and how that they've done things or doing things, or trying to be involved in that in some way, it's just going inward, because Africa is such an amazing continent with such amazing resources. Everybody in the world knows exactly how much resources, and they're all vying for it. Africans themselves need to understand the value and inherent wealth that is in Africa. So I would definitely suggest, no matter where you are in the world, taking up farming, it's very difficult. You do spend a lot of money, more than you make, but it's invaluable. And it's kind of shown me that, if things had turned out differently and we were there and able to work on the farm, it kind of shows that in a deep pandemic, how vital food production is. Food security is very vital to any country that you live in. So I feel like, especially as younger generation, we may need to revive that love of nature and farming, because at the end of the day, we're all going to still need to eat. No matter how technologically advanced we become as a society, we all need to eat. So I feel like the younger generation really needs to get into farming. And I definitely feel like, at the end of the day, at the very least, with a farm, you be able to support yourself with whatever happens, because there are some people right now that can't eat, and I feel like it's made a lot of us realize what's kind of important, and also kind of maybe scared a lot of us into realizing that our career paths really don't lead to anything, and are really dependent upon certain facets of society being upheld. And the truth of the matter is, when certain facets of society aren't upheld, what do we have? You have the roof over your head and the food in your stomach, and that's how you're staying alive. So yeah, I feel like it's a bit of a wake-up call for our generation, for the millennials and pre-millennials. We need to kind of perhaps wake up a little and realize that the value in the earth that we're standing on. And I definitely believe that Africa as a continent needs to do away with the trend that has been over the past 10 years or so of receiving handouts from countries that aren't interested in our welfare, that aren't interested in helping us. They're only interested in putting us so far into debt that we are forever beholden to them. They can freely siphon resources, valuable resources, from the continent. Now that needs to be put a full stop to. And the only way for that to happen is for us to be present on African soil. And I definitely feel as well there should be a bit of a movement in a lot of, as myself, I'm a first generation. I feel like us as the first and second, third generations can really, if we start looking to Africa and what we could build there, what we could make for ourselves there, and change our focus less on becoming rich and focus more on becoming wealthy, because there's a very steep difference between wealth and rich. If a man has 1,000 apples, he could sell those apples and be rich, for a while. But the man who owns the apple tree will be wealthy because he will always be rich, because he will always be able to sell those apples. And it's the same kind of analogy of, like giving a man a fish or teaching a man to fish. Wealth isn't about having flashy things. It's not about having nice clothes. The true wealthy people in the world own land. They own resources. That is true wealth. And you never see that. All you see is the effects of that wealth, which is the richness. And I feel like as Black people, as African people all across the world, we are a little misled into what we should be trying to strive for as far as, to be wealthy. Wealth is very different to richness. And at the moment I see, Black, white and Asian, all of us kind of focusing on richness instead of wealth. So anyway, guys, this is like, as I said, the reason why I'm saying all this is really just to say that as much as we as a family and as a business are going through such really hard times, I feel like it's made it more clear in my mind that this is what we need to be doing. We right now have hundreds of kilos of really beautiful products and a business that is able to stay open through a pandemic, and none of us are there. And so it's kind of like, ding, a light bulb has really gone off in my head to say, do you know what, I feel like I was giving 100%, but maybe I need to find another 100% from somewhere and put it in, because I just feel like, it's never going to be easy. The road to wealth is not easy. And that is our aim, is not to be rich, it's to be wealthy. And for that wealth to help an economy, help food security, help create, new wealth in other people. It's not just about me becoming rich, it's about me and, my people and my people's people becoming wealthy. So yeah, guys, we're not down and out. We're down, but we're not out. And so we're gonna keep striving. As I said, if you want to help in any way, if maybe you want to promote the business, that would be very beneficial to us. If you're in South Africa, especially, like, to kind of help promote this business, to try and help promote our business. If you want to donate anything, would be an amazing gesture for you to do that for us. If all you can do for us is pray, then please do pray. Keep us in your prayers, and as I'll keep you in mind. And if you feel like you want to actually donate, as I said, it will be nothing we expect, but it will be deeply appreciated. So I'll have any links in my description tab. Or if you just want to help promote us, promote the page, help us get some subscribers on the channel, follow us on our social media, Instagram and our Facebook, and help promote us, promote our videos. That would be deeply, deeply appreciated. Any help at all would be deeply appreciated. And I just want you to know that I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you're safe and well, and you keep safe and well. I love you guys a lot. Thank you so much for subscribing and liking, and I'll see you next time.